So, hello guys, welcome to the channel, and we are going to create our own personal AI assistant today. And it will look like this. I named it Lisa, and I also have given it a picture. So, we are going to develop this using Gemini's free API, and let me show you a quick demo. So, it will work like this. I have already told her that how to behave, okay, and what will be her name and what she would call me, okay. So here you can see she is calling me Vic. So as I told her to call me by that name, and if I ask her what is her name, so she will tell you that her name is Lisa. So we are going to tell these things to the Gemini AI that what will be its name, since we are making our own personal AI assistant, so we can give it a name that we want, and we can tell it how it will behave with us. Okay, so this is the demo, and let's start creating the AI assistant. Okay, so let me just create a new project, and we are going to do this in React using Vite, and for styling we are going to use Tailwind CSS. Let me just create a new terminal. Okay, so to create a new project in React using Vite, we have command like npm create Vite at latest, then hit enter. It will ask you for the project name. Let me check if I'm recording. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Project name will be Lisa. Uh, choose React, then choose JavaScript, and then cd Lisa npm install. So our project is getting ready. Okay, so the project is ready. Here you can see project folder and project structure has been created. Okay, so let's try running the project. Let's first clear all the predefined styling. So I will clear the app.css and also the index.css. Close the files. I will go to app.jsx and I will remove all the pre-written code from here, and I will just type hello. Okay, and let's try running this project. npm run dev. Okay, so we got the output. Now remove this pre-written all the things. Uh, we are going to change the icon and also the page title. So for that, go to your index.html, uh, remove this title, and you can give it title Lisa. And for the icon, I already have an icon. If you want, let's just keep it as it is. Okay, you can change it later. It is not very necessary. So let's refresh, and we got the title Lisa here. You can change this icon. Okay. Uh, Now let's go to app.jsx and let's create a separate component for our chat. Okay, for our AI assistant. So I will go to src folder and I will right click on it and create a new component. I will name it chat.jsx. Okay, and for Tailwind, as I told you, we are going to use Tailwind CSS for styling. So to use Tailwind CSS, let's head toward the Tailwind CSS site and go to docs, go to play CDN, copy this script line. We are using CDN to get Tailwind CSS in our project. Uh, Paste that script line inside the head tag. Okay, save. Now we can use the Tailwind CSS classes to style our components and all the elements. Okay. Now inside chat.jsx. So now let's actually begin to develop our personal AI assistant. So I will create a component template. I have this plugin called, let me show you. That plugin is called something like ES7 React Redux. So here it is. I'm using this plugin for uh, quick quickly create the component templates. So as you saw here, if I just type RAFCE, my component, and hit enter, and my component template will be ready. Okay, and it is ready to use. It will be exported and all those things will be done. Okay, so first, what we need is first we need to install the Google Generative AI for the React. Okay, first we need to install the package Google Generative AI. So first we need to install that package in our React project. So go to the npm and copy this command to install the Google Generative AI package. Okay, go to your terminal. You can create a new terminal or you can here stop the server and install the package. I will stop the server and I will paste that command here and hit enter. So Google Generative AI is now got added to our project. So first, let's create some states, okay, that we will need to store the data inside our project. So to store the input message, let's create a state and name it. I will name it input value and set input value. Okay. So we will store the input text, the prompt or message, whatever the user will type inside the text box. We will store that inside our input value state. Okay. So we'll initialize it with a blank value, and then let's create another state, uh, and that will be our const messages. Okay, to store the messages from user and also from the Gemini. Okay, so this will be an object. So initialize it with an object with keys like setup and convos. I will name it convos. And now I will tell you why these keys are being used. So in setup array, we are going to set up our Gemini AI assistant the way we want it. Okay, so whatever the things we want the Gemini API to do for us or to behave like, or whatever the names we are going to give it, and whatever we are setting up the Gemini API for our personal to be our personal AI assistant. Okay, so those prompts will be written inside this setup array. Okay, and the actual prompts which user will give to the our personal AI assistant will be stored in the convos array. Okay, so you will understand this when we will actually do this. So first create a messages state which will be our object, and give it a give it two keys. One is setup and another is convos. Okay, and both are arrays. So this is for storing the messages, and let's create one more state for displaying a loader until we get reply from the our assistant. Okay, so loading and set loading, uh, initialize it with false. This is for loading. Okay, this is for showing a spinner kind of thing until we get the reply from the AI assistant. Okay, so we got input value, messages, and loading. Okay, so another thing we are going to do is what we want when some messages will get added to our chat, the chat should get automatically scrolled to the bottom. Okay, so for that we are going to do something like this. I will show you. So we are I'm just copy pasting this thing because I implemented it using the AI, using AI assistant. Okay, so this thing we need to automatically scroll to the bottom. Okay, so what we are doing here is we are using a use reference. Okay, so I think the hooks are not getting automatically added. Let's just import them. We are using use state, use effect. We are going to use use effect, and we are using use reference. Okay, so chat end reference, initialize it with null, and then we need to set up our Google generative AI. Okay, so first we need an API key. Okay, to use the Gemini free API. So let's go to the Gemini API and go to Google AI Studio. Sign in. We need to sign in to the Google AI Studio, and I'm using my account to sign in. So log into Google AI Studio using your account and go to get API key. Okay, and create API key. The API key you are not supposed to show to anyone. Okay, you are not supposed to share. It should be only known to you. Okay, so if you have already a project, in my case, it was the case that I have already created a API key. Uh, a project will be created, and for that project, you will get an API key. Okay, so no matter. Okay, so you just want the API key. Okay, so if you are new, so it will show you something like create API key, create new project, and then you will get the API key. For, okay, so here I have got the API key. Just copy this, copy the API key. Okay, and then we need to store the API key in our project. So now API keys are not stored like regular variables. Okay, you are not supposed to store them directly inside your code, inside your component code like regular variables. Okay, because API key is private and you should not it should not get exposed very easily to anybody. Okay, so to store the API key, we are going to create an env file. I will show you how to create. To create the env file to store the API key inside it, go to your project folder, your root project folder, In our case, it is the Lisa folder, and right click on it, create, click new file, and give the file name as .env, okay, and enter. And then we are going to store the API key here, okay. So to store the API key, since we are using Vite for our project React project, so to create something inside our .env file and to store something, we need to create a variable like thing, and we need to prefix it with uh, Vite keyword, okay, or Vite word, and then we will write whatever the name we want to give it, okay. So I will name it API key, and then equal to, I'm going to paste my API key here, and just save this and go to your chat. And after the import statements, we are going to get our API key from the env file. So it will be like this. API key, we are going to create a global constant. API key is equal to just a minute. Okay. So API key is equal to import .meta.env with API key. Okay. And let's just console.log and check if we are getting the API key in our chat component. Okay, so console.log API key, and let's check in the console. Okay, so we are getting the API key. Now remove the console.log, and after all the constants, the states and all, we are going to set up our Google generative AI for using Gemini API. Okay, so for that we will create a constant, and we will name it Gen AI is equal to new Google generative AI. Okay, and we will pass it the API key. So first we need to import this Google generative AI. So for that, import Google generative AI from at here. Actually it needs a little correction, that uh, Google at Google slash. So it have given us the completely wrong auto suggestion. It should be like at Google slash generative AI, okay, which is the package we just installed. So we are importing the Google generative AI from at Google slash generative hyphen AI, and we are using that Google generative AI here, and we are passing it our API key. Okay, so next thing is I will just copy paste the code for scrolling to the bottom, the auto scroll to the bottom. Okay, so this is the code for scrolling to the bottom. We will need this. Just copy and paste. Give a class name. We are going to give a couple of class names to the div, like flex and flex scroll, X screen. We are giving it a background color as gray. Let's say 50, and then we are going to display a picture, okay, of our Lisa. So here I will write class name P4 flex and a flex call, and I will do items center to display the image in center. Okay, then I will write an image tag, and I will give it a src, and here we have to give the picture of our Lisa. Okay, so I already have the picture. You can get it from any resource available on the net. Okay, so whatever the picture you want to be like, so you can get that image, and you have to place it inside your public folder, or just give the image URL here inside the src tag. Okay, so I already have the picture, so I will go to desktop. I will copy the Lisa picture and I will paste it. Sorry, I will paste it inside our public folder. Okay, so I will go to the Explorer and paste the picture here. Will close it, and here I will write slash lisa.jpg. Okay, so it is the picture. This is the picture we are going to use, and I will save this, and then I will give some alt attribute to it, like Lisa pic, and then I will give it class names. I will keep the width 24 and height 24, rounded full. I will create a ring around it, ring 4, ring blue. I will give it a blue color to the ring, and then shadow. I will copy a shadow class. Okay, just copy the shadow class, and then we are done with the image tag, and now we will give it a name. After the image tag, I will create h2, and I will name it Lisa, and class names will be empty, to margin top 2, and then text Excel. This is all Tailwind CSS styling we are using. Okay, and font bold. So let's save this and check how it is looking like. So I think there are some errors. Let's see. Does not provide export name default. Vite. There is something wrong with the Google generative AI imports. Let me check what is wrong. Google generative AI. Okay, we need to give it curly braces like this. Now let's check. Now it is working. So we got this. Now next thing is uh, so we have created the messages state, and what we'll do next is we are going to iterate on the messages. Okay, to display the messages. Okay, so after the h2, and this div is for the picture. Okay, so I can write a comment here to for better readability. So this is all about the picture of the Lisa and the name. Okay, so after this we are going to display our chats here after under this. Okay, so I will create a main tag, and class name I will say flex1, and overflow y auto I will give padding 6 and space y 4. to make a vertical spacing around it. Okay, and I will close the main tag, and inside the main tag we are going to iterate on the messages. Okay, so messages, I will hit tab and we will modify this. Instead of the setup, we want to display the convos here, and message I is fine, but I will name it index, and the key will be index. Okay, so we are iterating on the messages, and we are what we need to do here is, if the message is sent from user, then it should be displayed on the right side, and if it is coming from our assistant, then it should get display on the left side. Okay, like a chat thing. Okay, so for that, inside the div, we are going to give some uh, more class names here. So remove this text center, text gray. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll conditionally give some class names, and also we will give some fixed class names. So for that, we are going to do something like this: template literals, and this backtick here, and fixed class names will be max max width 3xl, and I will give it a padding of 4. Okay, and it will be rounded MD and break words. Okay, then we will write a condition that if message dot type, we are going to give this keys to the messages. Okay, that there will be something called type, and the user also, there will be something called user for the messages. Okay, and also a text attribute. We are going to create this. So if message dot type is, let's first check if it is user. Okay, so if message dot type is user, then keep the background blue 500, fine, and then text will be white, and the alignment of the message will be self dot end. Okay, all right. So we are going to display the user's message aligned to the end means to right. Okay, and we will also we will add one more class ml auto for margin left auto, and then so if this is for user. Okay, if the message type is user, if the message is sent from user, then it will be displayed in this style, and if it is not from user, then it means it is from our assistant. Okay, so for that we'll give styling like bg gray, let's say 200, and text will be black, and self dot start. Okay, so this will be aligned to the left side. Self dot start means start is nothing but your left side, so this will get aligned to the left side. Okay, so this is the condition we needed, and then we are going to do message dot text here. Okay, so I think we are done with the displaying the messages, and now after this we are going to have a spinner here to display the loading until we get the response from our uh, assistant. Okay, so if loading is true, then we are going to display a spinner. Okay, so the spinner will be this will be displayed like we are going to give the class styling here, that how we want to display the spinner. So I will give it flex self start and my4. Okay, my4 means the for the y-axis the margin will be 4, and this is the container. Let's close the div, and inside this div we are going to create another div. Okay, let's save this for reformatting, and inside this div we are going to give again some class names. For this div I will write p4 bg gray 200 is fine. Text, no text, we don't need text. And also the self start, and then I will write rounded md, and inside this we are the actual spinner we are going to display. So this is all for better UI. Okay, so width will be 6 and height will be 6 of the spinner. It will have a border 4 and border will be blue, and we are going to keep the animate spin, and the border we want dashed. Okay, so border hyphen dashed, and then animate spin is fine, and we are going to make it rounded, so rounded full. So this is our spinner. Okay, so we are done with the spinner. What is wrong here? Adjacent JSS must have wrapped in an enclosing tag. So I think this is an extra div. Yes, it was an extra div. So save this, and after this div, after this loading spinner, we are going to give this div the reference of the chat end. Okay, so this thing is for automatically scrolling to the bottom to the in the chat, and this div will act as a marker for the chat end reference for scrolling to the bottom automatically. Okay, so save this, and then we will have the text box, okay, where user will enter his prompt. So for the text box we are going to create a footer tag to keep the text box at bottom. So footer, let's close this footer tag, close footer, and the class names will be we are going to keep it white. So bg white, and we are going to give some border to it from the top. Okay, and border will be gray, let's say gray 300, and p4 padding, it will have padding of 4. Then let's create a div, and close the div, and this div will have styling like flex and space x4 or let's say 2. Okay, then we will have the text area. We'll close the text area, and this text area will have a couple of attributes. The value will be our input value, the input value which we have declared here. So the value attribute will have that state, and on the on change we are going to uh, make a function for handling on change event. So let's name it handle input change. We are going to create this function on change, and also we want if we type some prompt and if we hit enter, then on the uh, on the we need here on key down event. Okay, so to send the text, send the message when we hit enter. Okay, so also on change, also there will be a button to click on it for sending the text, and also we want uh, to the text to be sent when we hit enter. Okay, so for that we need on key down event, and we will handle that event inside a function. Let's name the function handle key down. Okay, so next we will type some placeholder text, like type your message here. Okay, so then we will give it some class names. Flex1, fine, p, let's give some padding, uh, p3, and the border will be gray 300. Okay, fine, uh, gray 300, and then rounded md. The text box will have a rounded shape, the rounded border, and if we click on the text box, for it should have some interactive user interface. Okay, so for that, focus outline none, and focus ring, and focus the ring color will be bg blue or anything we want. So I will keep it black and 300, let's say, and then we will write resize none. Okay, so we are done with the styling for the text box, and let's say rows 1. Okay, so it will have a row size 1. The size of the text box is will be equal to 1 row. Okay, so this is all with the text area, I think. Then we will create a button to send the text the message to the assistant. Okay, so button, and we will give some class names. This button will look like an icon will be there actually. Okay, so first let's create on click. So on click of the button, we are going to create a function to handle the on click of the button, and let's call it let's name it get response for given prompt. So this function we are going to create, and if when we will click on the button to send the message to the AI assistant, so this function will get called okay, get response for given prompt. Okay, so let's give some styling to the. Wait a minute. Here it is getting closed. This needs to be get closed here. So class names will be flex flex shrink 0. Okay, p3 is fine. bg blue 500 is fine. Text will be white. Okay, rounded md flex items. Do we have items center here? Because we will need item center. Okay, we will add the item center, and we do not actually need this focus. Okay, so we'll remove the focus classes, and for the button we need a send icon. Okay, so we are going to get the icons from React icons. For that, we need to install the React icons. So we are going to install the React icons package. So let's stop the server here, paste the command for React icons, and install the package React icons. Okay, so the icons are now installed. Let's get an icon for the send icon. Okay, so let's search for send here, and we'll use this icon. So this is the import statement for this icon, and this is the name of this icon component, IOMD send. Okay, so we are going to import that here, and we will just add that icon component here. Okay, so we don't need class names for this. We will give it a size. Let's say 30. Okay, just save this, and let's check what we are getting on the page. Okay, let's refresh. So there will be errors, of course, because we have not created these functions. So all right, no problem. We are going to create those functions now. So first, what we'll do is, here you can see, as I told you, we are going to do this setup and convos. So inside the setup, we are going to tell our assistant that how we want it to behave and what the name it should have, what the name we are going to give her, and what she will call us. Okay. Okay. So all those things we are going to do now. So first create use effect. So this will be our use effect. We are going to pass empty dependency array here. All right, so inside the use effect, we will create a function. Let's say const make her ready. Okay, so this will be our sync function, because we are going to pass some prompts to the Gemini API inside this function. So this will be our sync function, and we are going to uh, write our prompt to personalize the Gemini assistant for us. Okay, so I will tell you uh, what it is going to be. So we will make some constant here. User message is equal to. So here we are going to write our prompt. I will type that we are going to basically we are going to say we are going to tell the Gemini assistant, the Gemini AI, that hey, uh, I will call you Lisa and behave like you are my very smart, intelligent, let's say, let's just only say smart, and uh, let's say helpful and kind female AI, or just say assistant, and it will not be very interesting chats if there are no emojis being used. So we will tell her, we will tell the Gemini to use emojis. So use emojis wherever And whenever, let me scroll. Where are we? So this line is being very long. You use emojis wherever and whenever uh, suitable to make our chat interesting and to express your feelings. Okay, so this will be the prompt we are going to give initially to our assistant, and now we are going to set the messages. Okay, so set the message, get the previous messages, and let's make a function, and we are going to copy the previous messages as it is, and we are going to add some messages in our setup key. Okay, the setup array. The setup array will be like this. Whatever the contents of the setup array previously were, we are copying this, and we are adding a new object here, and that name here the key will be text and user message. So and the type will be user. Okay, so the type is user and the text will be user message. So inside the setup, what we are doing here is inside the setup array, we are adding a record, like we are copying all the contents which were there previously in for the array, and we are adding new object inside that array, that the text with the text user message, this user message, and the type is user, so user is sending this message, so type will be user. Okay, so then what we'll do, we are going to make a request to the, we are going to send this message to the Gemini. Okay, so we are going to open a try block, and then const context, we are going to do way of now I will tell you what we are going to do here. So what happens, what we want is whenever we are chatting with our personal assistant, we want the personal assistant to have the previous questions and answers context. Okay, so whenever if we ask him or her questions based on the previous questions, then it should know that what we are asking, it should know the context. Okay, so for that we will pass all the context of the previous chat to the our assistant. Okay, to our assistant. So for that context, what we are going to do is messages dot setup dot map. We are going to iterate over the messages, and it will have message as iterator, and then we are going to do message dot text dot join slash yes dot join slash on. So make a string. Okay, make a string. We are what we're doing here, we are making a string for every message inside the setup array, and we are joining the message, and for every next message we are adding it to the next line. So this will create a string, and then we are going to concatenate this with our latest current message. Okay, so plus user message. So then what we'll do is const response is equal to, so first we need to instead of this const response, we have created the context to send to the assistant. Now we need to set up the model gen AI dot get generative model, and we are going to use the latest model from the Gemini, which is Gemini 2.0 Flash. So get generative model, and the model will be, let me show you. You can use multiple models. I mean, there are multiple options. Where are the models? Let me go to the API documentation. Let me show you. So here you can see meet the models, and we are going to use this Flash 2.0 Flash. So this is the model name, Gemini 2.0 hyphen Flash. Okay, so here also you can get it. So you can use any of these models, whatever you want. We are going to go with the Gemini 2.0 Flash. Okay, so model will be Gemini 2.0 Flash. Okay, so this is the model we are going to use, and then we will create a constant result is equal to await model dot generate content, not text here, model dot generate content, and we are going to pass the context to it. This our context. We are going to pass to the generate content function. Okay, so let's create a catch block so that we can get rid of the red lines. So again, red lines. Okay, no problem. First, okay, so we have stored the result for the prompt in the result, and then const we are going to create another constant bot response is equal to result dot response. The result will have a response key, and then we are going to do text. Okay, so the actual text, the actual response from the Gemini, our personal AI assistant, we are going to store it here inside the bot response constant. We can copy this data messages and paste it here, but now here it will be the type will be bot, because this is the response from the our assistant which we are storing, and the text will be bot response. Okay, so we are storing this inside our setup array with the text bot response, and the type, sorry, the text, yes, the type of text is bot response, and the type is bot. Okay, so now what we'll do, I think we are done with the try block. We got the response and we stored it. Now inside the catch, what we'll do, if any error occurs during this, then we are going to handle it inside the catch. Okay, so we'll just console.log, something went wrong, we will say. So something went wrong, and this will be the error message after that. And what we'll do, we'll make an entry inside the messages that something went wrong. Okay, for the message. So what we'll do here, the type will be error, and the text will be something went wrong. Let me just copy it from here. So we are going to store if some error occurs for a prompt. We are storing that inside our set messages, okay, inside our messages object. And then what we will do, we will have a finally block after the catch block. So finally what we will do, we will set loading to false. Okay, so we are done with this initial setup of our for personalizing the bot for the AI assistant for us. So we created this make her ready function, and then we are going to call the make her ready function here right after the function definition. Okay, so then what we will do is we are going to make those functions now, handle input change, handle key down, and get response for given prompt. Okay, so first let's create a handle input change. Okay, so const handle input change, it will take the event object, and what we will do inside the handle input change is set input value to v dot target dot value to the input value. Okay, so whenever user types or types some prompt, and here on the on change event, we are going to handle the event inside our handle input change. So what will happen, the whatever the text is there inside the text box will be stored in the input value state here. Okay, so this is the handle input change function, and next we have, first let's create the get response for given prompt function. Okay, so this is the main function. First create this, let's first create this const. Yes, this will be a sync, and we are going to do the same thing, but actually now what we did here, inside the use effect make her ready, we just set up the assistant for our to be our personalized AI assistant. Okay, so this was all about the setup. Here you can see this setup is done inside this use effect. Now the actual conversations are going to we are going to handle inside our get response for given prompt function. Okay, so this was all about the setup. Now actually the actual convos will be handled here. So come inside the get response for given prompt. Now this is annoying me, the authorizations. Okay, no problem. So first we will what we'll do, if input value, if not input value, uh, dot trim, let's do the trimming, and if it is false, then just return. Okay, because we do not have anything in the input value. If it is not the case, then we are going to do const user message. Actually, I think we can copy uh, this thing, try and catch for our convos, and also the let's just copy the whole thing from here, uh, from the try block, and or even from the user message. Okay, let's copy this, and let's paste this here. So user message will be here, it will be the input value. So user message is equal to input value, and then we will do set messages, and we will have here convos. So convos, previous convos, and type text text will be user message, and type will be user. All right. Everything is fine here with the set messages, and then we will do set input value to blank. We will setting the blank value to the input value because we got the input value, and now we don't need. We are resetting the input value to blank. Then we'll do try set. We will do loading through. Sorry. Yes. We will set the loading through here because now user has sent the prompt to our personalized to his personalized assistant, and now it is waiting. He's waiting for the response from our personalized AI assistant. So the set loading will be true here, and the spinner will get displayed. Okay, so the context we need here. The context will be setup, not setup. The context will be from the convos, and let me just make some spacing for better readability. Okay, so the context will be convos. Also the setup actually, we also want it to have the context of the setup. Okay, so the assistant can know that uh, whatever we told him here, this context it will take. So inside our response for a given prompt, we are going to pass the convos and the setup context. Okay, so for convos, we will copy this, we will paste, we will just concatenate. Here we will write setup, and then we are concatenating the convos and then the user message. So this will work as expected. Now let me recheck. Let me just see if it is right. I think so. So let's go ahead. Then we have model, yes. Gemini flashes, it will be the same, and the result will be okay. This line will also be the same, and then the result is we are storing the result, then we are storing the actual response from the bot from our assistant to inside the bot response. This is also fine. And then we have set messages here, the it will be convos. Okay, so we are storing the response in convos, and it is the bot response, yes. And text will be bot response, and type will be bot because it is from the bot. Okay, so next we'll, yes, it is all, that's all about the function. It is the same thing, just we are setting up here we were setting up the setup. We are setting up the assistant to be personalized for us, and here the actual conversation handling is going on. Okay, so next we will do finally set loading false. Okay, all right, everything looks good here, and then we will have the, so we are done with the get response for given prompt function. Now we will implement this handle key down function. Okay, so this was our handle get response for given prompt, and then we are going to handle the key down handle key down event for enter to send functionality. So const handle key down is equal to event object will be received here, and if key e dot es enter, and also and if it is not shift key. Okay, so that if no what will happen if user wants to hit enter inside the text box, so it should not happen that uh, so if user want to hit enter inside the text box and write something else inside the for his prompt. Okay, so what will user do is user will uh, press shift plus enter for next line, for going to next line inside the text box. Okay, so we need to handle that thing also here. So if uh, not if it is not the shift key, then handle the enter to send. Okay, so prevent default is fine. Get response we are calling the function on the key down. So I think everything is done here, and that is all we need to do to build our uh, assistant. Now let's check what is happening inside our. Okay, so we got the picture, the name, the text box, and the button. Okay, so now let's try sending some prompt to our Lisa. Okay, so spinner is not getting displayed. Let me check if there are some errors. Uh, Something went wrong. Request is not iterable. At what line? There are two errors actually. Chat JSX 41. Where is 41? Line number 41. And what is the error? Uh, Type error, request is not iterable. And 86, line number, something went wrong, error. So let's try to find where is the issue. Line number 41, request is not iterable. Oh, okay, so here we don't need this. We just need to pass the context here, and it is the same thing. I think with the line number 86 something. Yes, the 78. Okay, here also. Now let's try. Let's refresh and let's send her. Hey, okay, great. I am Lisa. You're super so helpful. So okay, hey, it is giving some weird response, I think. Okay, hey Lisa. Hey there, what's on your agenda for today? Okay, fine, it is working. Let's ask her what is her name, because we told the Gemini for making him personalized for us. So this setup, hey, I will call you Lisa. So it should know that uh, her name is Lisa. Okay, and let's add one more thing here, that what we want her to call us. Okay, so I will say call me by name. Let's say I will write Vic, and call me by name Vic when you want. Okay, so now it should know that whenever the assistant want to mention our name, the name should be Vic. Here you can type your name, whatever you want. Let's save this and refresh, and let's uh, send some message to her. Hey, hey Vic. Okay, so she got it. How can I help you today? What's on your mind? All right. So what's your name? My name is Lisa. Okay, so what is our it is happening as expected, as we want. It is getting all the context from our uh, from the past context. Okay, from right here, from right this prompt we have given to it. It is remembering and it is getting all the context. Okay, so I asked her what is your name. As expected, she's saying my name is Lisa Wick, and just like you wanted, ready to assist. All right, let's ask her about today's trending AI news. Okay, So tell me today's trending AI news. Okay, let me gather some trending AI news for you. Here's a quick rundown of what's trending in today in AI today. AI powered search is evolving. AI healthcare is making waves in early disease detection, whatever. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so it is working as we expected, and that's how you build your own personalized AI assistant using Gemini free API. Okay, so I hope you liked it. Uh, I hope it was interesting and it worked on your side. Okay, let me know if you are facing any errors. Okay, so this was all. It was a simple. It was easy actually, and here we used the Gemini 2.0 Flash model. So that's all. Hope you liked it. Comment your thoughts and also what you would like to see on the channel, what kind of videos you would like to see, or anything you want video on. I will try to make it. Okay, so this is all. So we got the expected output, and this is our personalized AI assistant. You can now make many further things in this, like text to speech or speech to text. You can add functionality like instead of typing this, you can speak to it, and it will get converted into text, and it will be sent to our personalized AI assistant. And also, you can make something like uh, instead of just sending the response in text, you can make her speak. Okay, you can. So whenever this response will come, uh, it will be in a sound format also. Okay, so you are getting my point. So you can make many changes into this. So thank you for watching, and we will meet in another video.